Two wins, 0 goals conceded, now the biggest test yet. Arsenal face Atletico Madrid in the Champions League group phase, and this is going to be a tasty encounter. Let's break it all down. Welcome back to All About Arsenal. European nights at the Emirates are back, and they just keep getting bigger. Arsenal intends to host Atletico Madrid tomorrow night in what could be a defining moment in the UEFA Champions League group phase. These are two sides built on structure and intensity, and this is going to be a feisty encounter. Arsenal are sitting on top at the upper echelons of the table with 6 points from 2 games played, 2 goals scored against Athletic Club in San Mamés, 2 goals scored against Olympiacos at the Emirates. The best part with these 2 wins is that we've had 2 clean sheets to match. Atletico Madrid, on the other hand, left it very late to lose to Liverpool. I think it was a 3-2 win for Liverpool here with Virgil van Dijk scoring a very late header that concerned Atletico to defeat. But they responded with a 5-1 win over Eintracht Frankfurt, giving them 1 win and 1 defeat in the group stage so far. For us now, the priority remains to solidify their European credentials and advance from the group as one of the top seeds, because it's been stated this season that the top 4 will certainly have their away fixture in the knockout in their home ground. Atletico, on the other hand, they need a positive result to stay in the hunt for Champions League qualification, or at least keep the pressure on at the guys at the top. Arsenal have been brilliant this season in the Champions League, with 2 wins, 4 goals scored, no goals conceded, and being very dominant in possession. They've carried that control into the Premier League as well, sitting at the top of the table domestically. Leandro Trossad's form continues to impress after his high-intensity match-winning goal against Fulham. Obviously, Declan Rice has discovered the spark in midfield. Saka's pace remains a real outlet for us. And at the back, William Saliba and Gabriel Magalhaes have formed arguably Europe's best defensive partnership, with Raya, of course, churning in the clean sheets with consummate ease. With 11 games played so far in both Europe, domestically, and the Premier League, Arsenal has had just 3 goals conceded. 1 open play goal, which was a goal scored by Erling Haaland when Arsenal played Man City. And of course, 2 goals from set pieces, one from a Szoboszlai free kick, and of course the one from Nick Voldemort when Arsenal played against Newcastle. In attack, Arsenal has averaged over 1.88 goals per game with an XG of around 13.78. Our passing and control have been awesome, close to 90% pass completion, and we have created at least almost 400 passes per game, signaling Arsenal's dominance in possession. Obviously, there's some key injuries to factor in. Martin Odegaard is currently out with a knee injury, MCL injury, where he's going to be out till at least the next international break at the earliest. You see how Kai Havertz, who is doing well in training, but he's not fully fit. Gabriel Jesus is not expected till the tail end of the year, and Noni Madueke is expected towards the end of November or early December. Historically, even though Arsenal has some decent results against Spanish teams in the Champions League, our head-to-head record with Atletico is quite unconvincing. Atletico coming into this game needing a result. With 1 win and 1 defeat in the group, they can't afford to drop too far behind. Obviously, they've been very solid in La Liga, winning their last game with a single goal from Thiago Almada, but their away form has been shaky with just 1 win in their last 5 on the road. Even though you'd expect Diego Simeone's men to be physical, compact, and lethal on the counter-attack, Atletico Madrid is a team that has a lot of midfield disruptions, and they have a very, very sweet front line with Julian Alvarez and Antoine Griezmann always coming up with the goods. They've shown very good form of late, collecting 13 points in their previous 5 matches against all competitions. They have an attacking threat with a very good forward line. Julian Alvarez has been their main man, and he has been scoring a lot of goals for them this season. They head-to-head against Arsenal, of course, they are favored in that. But as I spoke earlier, their away form has left a lot to be desired. They've kind of struggled to get wins on the road, and Arsenal fans will be hoping that they can get a good result against the Atletico. Even though the sample size is small, Arsenal has never beaten Atletico Madrid. The last time they faced each other was in the Europa League, I think under Arsene Wenger. Yeah, it was in the semi-finals of the Europa League, if I recall. Atletico won Arsenal. I think they drew 1-1 at the Emirates, and Arsenal lost 1-0 at Atletico's home ground. To predicted lineups, I would expect Ateta not to rotate his side too much, bearing in mind that this is a very, very high-profile fixture. David Raya should still remain in goal. I would have loved to see Miles Lewis Kelly start ahead of Calafiori, but I think Calafiori will get the nod in this one. Maybe play 60 minutes before Miles Lewis Kelly comes in for him. On the right flank, then White is not fully fit, so I'd expect Timber to continue to play in that position. Timber is one of Arsenal's standout players. In the middle, it would be nice for Christian Mosquera to play against Atletico since he has had some experience against them in Valencia. When a game of this magnitude, I would expect both Saliba and Gabriel to be the center defensive pairing. In defensive midfield, I would expect to see Martins Zubimendi in the holding role with Declan Rice alongside him, while Iberichi Eze will continue to play in the attacking midfield role. Eze wasn't too convincing when Arsenal played against Fulham, but he will want to build on it. On the left-hand side, I expect to see Leandro Trossard rewarded for scoring the goal that led Arsenal win Fulham. And of course, Bukayo Saka, who put up a wonderful captain's performance against Fulham. We're wanting to build on that. In centre forward, Victor Gyökeres has now gone through, I think, 10 or 11 games without scoring, and he'll be itching on his bit to try and get into the score sheet today. He had a couple of good shots against Fulham, but Ben Leno was up to the task. And obviously, they're going to come up against Ian Oblak, who's one of the best goalkeepers in the world. As for Atletico, Oblak will remain in goal. He's the captain of the team. I know it's Cook is the captain, actually, but Oblak is the vice captain, yes, and he'll be someone that they want to use in the defense. I would expect a three-man pairing of Hanko, Jimenez, and Lenormand in the heart of their defense, with Nico Gonzalez and Marcos Llorente giving them the support as the wing backs. In central midfield, you will see the likes of Alex Baena, Koke, the captain, and Barrios, who will be very combative, not to allow Arsenal get any chances in that part of the team. In attack, we see the like of Julian Alvarez play alongside the ageless Antoine Griezmann. Speaking tactical battles, Arteta's team would aim to suffocate Atletico with possession, and I would expect the likes of Calafiori and Timber to push high from fullbacks, while Rice and Zubimendi control tempo in midfield, allowing Eze, to go between those pockets of space in between the lines. Saka and Trossard will be very, very important in this fixture, cutting in, supplying the ammunition to Gyökeres so that he can finish up. As for Simeone, he will look for moments in transition, set pieces, mistakes, turnovers to punish Arsenal. The battle between Declan Rice and Zubimendi with the likes of Koke, Barrios, and Baena will be very interesting because that will basically be the fulcrum where the game will be decided. This is a case of control versus chaos. Whoever wins that battle wins the night. Declan Rice has been very immense for Arsenal this season, dictating play, breaking lines, and of course protecting the back four. But for Atletico, their frontmen will try to isolate our fullbacks and force quick transitions. So Arsenal needs to stay compact and avoid overcommitting very early. In terms of head-to-head, Arsenal has played Atletico 3 times. They have not won any game at all. Atletico has won 1 and they've had 2 draws. And in terms of goals scored, Arsenal has scored Atletico just twice. Atletico has scored 3 goals across their clash with Arsenal. I would expect Arsenal to want to dominate the possession, use wide areas and overload the midfield, pressing high to pin Atletico back. And I would also expect Atletico to absorb the early pressure from Arsenal, hit them on the transitions, focus on set pieces, and make a couple of forward bursts. Set piece scenarios and quick counters might decide this match. But when it comes to set pieces, I have absolute confidence in what Arsenal can do, especially with the fact that Atletico actually lost the game to Liverpool from a set piece. Then there's the factor of the venue, being at the Emirates Stadium. Arsenal will be in front of their home fans who are familiar, and of course the players who have a very good understanding of the pitch. Arsenal also have the mental edge, buoyed from their perfect start to the competition, with 2 wins, 4 goals scored, and no goals conceded. That should help, with confidence. My match predictions, it won't be easy, but I know that Atletico is a team that can frustrate anyone. But this Arsenal side has learned how to stay patient and find solutions. I'll be going with a 2-1 win for Arsenal against Atletico. It's going to be a close tactical game where Arsenal should have enough quality to shine through. So what's your predictions? You can drop them in the comments. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and join All About Arsenal for more Arsenal content. Till then, come on, you Gunners.